Hey guys, Mark Rodriguez here, just chilling in the car, cause yeah, why not? Middle of the night, and here's just quick thoughts here and there about all the things that's going on with random like comics, movies, updates. Just a little thing, just throwing my thoughts out there in case you guys are curious. And one thing we've got is the Ghostbusters movie. They're basically actually gonna start doing a Ghostbusters movie now because we've been hearing about this for the last who knows how many years, and. Well, instead of it being a sequel, it's going to be like a complete remake or a reboot, whatever you want to call it. But this time it's going to be all women instead of men. And I remember we even got a quote from the guy who played Winston. I forgot his name offhand. Ernie Hudson, I think his name was. And he actually said something like about, well, if it's going to be that different, well, how dramatically it is, then why even call it Ghostbusters? Just call it something new. But, yeah, well, my thoughts, I don't know. It's like, well, why not, I guess? I can't really complain. Because the thing is, I mean, it was going to be... like, they were never going to make a sequel, okay? They've been talking about it for years and years and years. I think one of the biggest things is that Bill Murray himself hates doing sequels. He hates having to play the same character again for movie after movie or whatever. And I heard that it was kind of hard to make Ghostbusters 2 in the first place. And the only reason that they made Ghostbusters 2 with Bill Murray is because he originally wanted... the Ghostbusters to die in the movie or go to hell in the movie, something like that. Something that would make it more final, so that there wouldn't be a Ghostbusters 3, 4, 5, and you have to call Bill Murray back over and over and over again to play Peter Venkman all the time. So yeah, I mean I think he was one of the main factors of why they didn't make a movie sooner. And of course, well, they're pretty old now. It would be kind of they're obviously not in shape for that kind of movie. It would be kind of weird. I mean, dude, have you seen how Bill Murray looks like nowadays? Like, and he's gonna come out in some movie. I think it's called Saint Vincent or something like that. Like, dude, just look how he looks like. You can't even imagine him wearing the proton pack anymore. But of course, we have Harold Ramis also passed away. May he rest in peace. And I didn't know that besides him playing Egon, he was also one of the main writers and people that came up with the idea of Ghostbusters. So you're gonna lose something there. If you want to make a movie without him, like, at least his input, something, So, yeah, a sequel, I don't know, and yeah, I know they could have probably gotten, like, all new actors, like, modern people, and they can, like, I guess, fill in the roles and play as the original four Ghostbusters, but I don't know, guys, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I do not want to see so-and-so, trying to fill in the shoes of Dan Aykroyd and, Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson and Harold Ramis. I don't want to see one of people, I'm Egon. No, they're not Egon. That's not Harold Ramis. That's not Egon. I just don't want to see that. It's just, I don't know. It's too little too late, I guess. So, yeah, the remake, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of afraid of, it's kind of hard to say, because on one side, I don't want the movie to do like the whole woman stereotype thing, that they're gonna be bimbos and whatever. I mean, I can understand, I guess there's gotta be a token bimbo. I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them was kind of blonde and ditzy or something, to bring the humor or something. But I do hope that they don't go like super cheesy. I hope that the movie still takes itself somewhat seriously, which is kind of hard because you gotta remember that Ghostbusters is a comedy. It was a comedy. Yeah, there's serious stuff, but there was a lot of comedic banter between Peter and Ray and Peter and Egon. A lot of stuff. The ghosts sometimes look kind of silly. A lot of little scenes here and there. It wasn't like drop dead serious either. But there were moments where, I mean, it looks like, oh crap, the world's gonna go to hell and everything, and it's like, yeah, So I also hope that you keep that in mind for this movie. You can put some laughs here and there. I suppose and I don't want to sound sexist, but I mean, that's Hollywood too. I suppose they're going to do some kind of stupid joke here and there, like, I don't know, those shoes with that hat, are you kidding me? Or oh god, I broke a nail, or oh no, you didn't, and stuff like that. They but I just hope they don't over cheesyify it, make it a badass movie for everyone to see, because Ghostbusters is a big brand. Everyone loves it. It's like for boys and girls. So don't over girlify it. Don't over sexify it either. We don't need super busty girls with skin tight, outfits that the boobs are almost bulging out every time they run. Like, it's a miracle they don't just pop out. We don't need that either. I assume, like I said, there's probably going to be at least one girl or two of them that's going to be like super drop dead hot and gorgeous, because it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. I don't know if they're going to copy the exact archetypes, sorry to say that word, of the Ghostbusters, because the Ghostbusters you had, like, Egon was like the drop dead serious scientist, Ray was like a scientist who was also but a little sillier and goofier, Peter was like, I guess he's like the wise guy, he was also very flirtatious and just silly, and he wasn't even a real scientist, basically. He was like, I don't know, he was like a ripoff guy, and he's like a used car salesman with, fast talking and junk. And Winston was just like the everyman. It's like, if there's a steady paycheck, I'll believe in anything you say, So if they try to rip off the kind of that kind of archetype things where one girl's super serious, the other girl's kind of goofy and I guess ditzy, if you gotta go that way, and one girl will still be like the everyday girl that just happens to get involved in all this, and another girl's like the I guess more goofy and childish but also scientific minded. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna go with it, but I just hope they know what they're doing. Don't mess it up. And I don't know, like, they have these remakes. Try to make it good. Just try to make it good, that we can watch with an open mind, and you could actually start maybe a different franchise, like a new sequel or something, Because, for example, they made Nightmare on Elm Street. I know it wasn't perfect, but I still kind of liked it, and I was hoping that they would do the sequels, but no, I guess it was just that one, and that's it. And they remade The Karate Kid, and, well, I don't know if it was that good to work, but still, it was just that remake, and that's it. It's over. So I don't want that with Ghostbusters. If they do succeed it, please make it good enough that you can maybe start a little franchise of its own with the new generation, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know, they could do like those clever things. You know how they have Leonard Nimoy still cameo in the new Star Trek movies? They could probably find some way to have Dan Aykroyd and I don't know about Bill Murray, but at least Dan Aykroyd has a cameo somewhere in there. Maybe it's a customer, I don't know, just somewhere. But on other news, we also got the Age of Ultron trailer that just came out, and yeah, it was a pretty awesome trailer. Lots of hints here and there. Lots of characters. Of course, all the Avengers cast members are there, but of course, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. So if you've seen the end of the Winter Soldier, of course, there are hints about them, so they're going to be in this movie. And of course, the bad guy's going to be Ultron. And well, one other thing also to keep in mind is that in the comics, Ultron was created by Ant-Man, and since the movies didn't introduce Ant-Man yet, I think they're going to do it towards the direction that Tony Stark is one responsible for it, which I think is kind of ruining everything right there. So guys, you're doing so good so far. Don't start fucking things up here and there. And similar with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I know they're Avengers members, or long-time Avengers members, but I don't really consider them that super essential that you just have to put them in the movie, because on one side, you're fucking things up because due to the copyrights and crap with, you can't call them mutants. You can't say they're related to Magneto. Magneto does not exist in this version. That's what I hate about Marvel with the split things. You can't have the characters coexist or whatever because Sony owns this and Fox owns that. I hate that. But, yeah, and then, of course, everyone just loved Quicksilver and X-Men Days of Future Past, so that's going to be a hard act to follow, and I wouldn't be surprised if people watch this movie and they'll still say, well, I like the Quicksilver from the other movie better. So, I mean, and it's just so weird having two superhero movies with basically the same character, different actors, different storyline, when technically speaking, it's supposed to be the same dude. So, I mean, that same dude you see in X-Men Future Past should be the same guy in the Avengers, but I guess, copyrights, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I see, and they're gonna make an Ant-Man movie sometime, which, again, I don't know, it's just, they should have made the Ant-Man movie first, cameo Tony Stark or someone to kind of tie up with the Avengers, and then make this, so they could do it the right way, because I could understand if for whatever reason, maybe Ant-Man was so lame that, he's not worth making a movie over or whatever, if for some reason he was never going to be in the movies at all or something, just to mention, then I can understand how they go, because Tony Stark is already established as a genius in the movies, I mean, people know who he is and whatever, but if you're going to make an Ant-Man movie anyway, then make the Ant-Man movie first, and then make, Ultron Avengers so that it could tie together, or I don't know, or maybe, well, we haven't seen the movie yet, but I don't know, it would be awesome if Ultron just appeared or whatever, and maybe there are hints that Ant-Man, that Hank Pym did create him or something. I don't know. It's just, I just feel so it was an unnecessary change for something they were gonna do anyway. It's like I said, if they're gonna make an Ant-Man movie anyways, introduce the character anyway, then just do it the right way and make him be the creator of Ultron, you know? And yeah, but another thing is the movie's gonna be super action packed. It looks like it's gonna be a lot more plot driven. Because if you guys notice, there's some a little bit of thing here and there if you notice. Like, for example, the first Thor movie was pretty simple and cut and dry. It was basically Thor gets banished, he, on Earth for a while, fights Loki, whatever. It wasn't really much to it. But the second movie was a lot more plot driven with Malekith and the death of the mother and Loki, and Thor and Loki work together. And I mean, it was like just more stuff going on, and the portals and then alien invasion. It was just more shit going on there. It was like a lot more plot driven. And Captain America, same thing. Captain America was just, like World War II era stuff and find the Red Skull and everything, and that's it. He wakes up in modern day. And the Winter Soldier was a lot more deeper, more complex plot with the Winter Soldier and Hydra and Shield, all that stuff and everything. It was a lot more complicated than just whatever. But yeah, and the Avengers, as awesome as the movie was, I mean, the main plot was just heroes gather to stop alien invasion, and that's it. Basically, it was awesome, of course, because we never had something like this happen before. We never had 4 or 5, 3 or so separate movies about separate characters, and have all those characters all guest star all in one movie later. But now that that's been done, someone shaking the car. Whatever. Well, now that that's been done, now the sequel looks like it's going to be a lot more plot driven. Now it's going to look like, I guess, well, of course, they have to make an excuse to reunite the Avengers again. We see that Captain America and Iron Man are at odds against each other. Ultron, of course, and how he came to be and everything. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver and all stuff they're going to do. And, I mean, all this stuff, it looks like it's going to be a lot more plot driven, too. So that's pretty good. That's pretty interesting. So I can't wait to see how they're going to do it and how they're going to fit all this in 2 hours or whatever. And another thing about that is that there's also big rumors that Iron Man is gonna be in Captain America 3, and they're gonna follow the Civil War storyline. And apparently people are also pointing out that there's like a scene where Captain America was choking Tony Stark in the trailer. So it was like, oh man, they're already kind of at odds right there. They're already kind of setting that up. And for people that don't know, well, I don't know exactly too much either, but Civil War was supposed to be some kind of storyline, this big storyline, like a government thing, where, like, I guess the government mandated, for whatever reason, that all superheroes have to take off their masks and register themselves and let the world know who they are. And I honestly forgot. I don't want to, say the wrong one, but I do know that between Captain America and Iron Man, one of them was for this new act, and another one was against this act. And of course, it kind of split the Marvel Universe in half, because it was like, the people who were with Captain America's point of view against the people that were Iron Man's point of view. And honestly, I don't even know how they're gonna do this in a Captain America movie. That sounds more like an Avengers 3 movie, because that affects more than just Captain America and Iron Man having them cameo. No, that's supposed to affect like every superhero in the Marvel Universe, or whatever limited rights that Marvel Studios has the rights to. So I think that's bigger than just Captain America and guest star Tony Stark. So I don't know how they're gonna do it, And of course they're not gonna have. That was funny. I like in the comic book they actually had Spider-Man also unmask himself, and Jonah Jameson wanted to sue Peter Parker because now he knows. I've been paying him for taking pictures of himself all these years. That was kind of funny. But of course, he did that comic book memory wipe thing with One More Day, where the people at large remember that Spider-Man did unmask himself. They just don't necessarily remember that was Peter Parker. But obviously, they can't do that in the movie. They can't have Spider-Man. But still, I mean, you gotta show all these other superheroes unmasking too, and you kind of kill the point if the only superheroes in the movie are going to be Captain America and Iron Man, and maybe they'll do like the second one. Maybe Black Widow will be there too. But you need bring up all the heroes. It is like an Avengers storyline, not just a Captain America storyline, But yeah, those are my general thoughts on everything. And also Spider-Man, they're also messing that up too. And it's such a shame. It looks like they canceled or are really postponing Spider-Man 3. and or Amazing Spider-Man 3, I should say. They just keep bouncing back and forth with ideas. They want to make a Sinister Six movie. I don't know how you can make a movie about just the bad guys without Spider-Man being in it, because technically speaking, it should count as a Spider-Man movie. I don't know. And then like they keep pushing the ideas back and forth, and it's a real shame because right off the bat, Amazing Spider-Man 2, just to clarify, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I mean, it was a good movie and all stuff. I liked it. I really liked the movie if you kind of focus more on the story of Electro and Spider-Man and kind of ignore everything else, But the whole movie was basically a big commercial for Part 3. It's like all the focus was on what's coming up for Part 3. And even the trailers were showing the Dr. Octopus arms and things like that. And it's like, it looks cool, but guys, that's not going to be in the actual movie. That's something that's going to be like for the sequel, So that was kind of weird how it's like the movie's not even out yet, but the trailer's already advertising hints and teasers for what's going to come out in the movie after this one, So it's a shame that they do so much effort to advertise basically the third movie's coming out, and then no, it's not. We're gonna either reboot it or do something else. We're not even sure if Andrew Garfield's coming back. All this. It's like, how would you feel if they announced like you have Thor, Captain America, the Hulk, all those movies coming out, and you're like already like getting angsty for the Avengers when they're all get together, because there's like a big plan that they're gonna all come together. And then the Avengers movie like gets canceled or postponed or rebooted with all new different actors. I mean, that's kind of weird. So I don't know what's up with that too. That's I mean, just make Spider-Man 3 already. You guys were promising, so just make Part 3. I don't understand what's the deal. And Sinister Six movie, really, guys? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I don't know, because the movie needs a villain. You're gonna have to make these other villains, I guess, fight against some other villain, maybe like they'll fight some other bad guy, and then when the movie ends, it's like, okay, now we defeated this guy, like next stop, Spider-Man, be careful and all that stuff. And I don't know what they're thinking. And yeah, so basically those are all my basic thoughts on these upcoming movies and updates. And of course, there's the whole Justice League thing. There's the whole thing where Superman's gonna fight against Batman. The movie's gonna be called Superman, Batman, Dawn of Justice. And even though it's originally supposed to be a Man of Steel sequel, it looks more like a Justice League movie wannabe, because Wonder Woman's going to be in it. There's rumors that Cyborg might be in it. There's rumors that they're going to probably drop a whole bunch of hints of other characters. They're going to try to basically rush it out. They really want to just sloppily rush out a Justice League movie without doing it like proper, like Marvel did, without making an official, a new Batman movie, because this is not the same Batman from the Nolan trilogy. It's going to be all new Batman. You should have its own separate Batman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, a Flash movie, something like that, and then put them all together. Don't just cram them all into one. I don't know. So anyways, guys, that's it. This is just my random ranting or thoughts, opinions, I don't know, in the car, because why not? It works for Brian from Another Terrible Idea. The only thing I'm missing is, a little soda there. That's something I should try next time. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. Agree, disagree. Ghostbusters, Age of Ultron, Captain America 3, the Spider-Man, all that stuff. Just put your comments below. Have a good one. Mark Rodriguez. See ya.